That mother back there is not real.
There was a group of reptilians there, and they stood around me in a circle.
Tradition tells us that the army of the Messiah is not to come from heaven, but is to arise from
Good evening, truth seekers, I should say, and Happy New Year. It's 2026, and we got a great year coming up that we're going to be doing. And first, I want to just tell you, we're going to have a great conversation tonight about some of these alien races. And why would I say some of these if you already knew? And maybe you didn't, but we're going to talk about alien races here on Earth. Now, I know somebody might be like, Roderick, this may be a stretch of a conversation, but I want to kind of touch on this a little bit because I don't know what to tell you except for it's a strange world, people. It is a strange world. I hope tonight that this video, especially my opening monologue here, that you will probably want to share this information because I'm just going to throw it out there. You know, I've been in this space for quite some time. I've been, even when I was 12 years old, seeing a UFO. And then over the years, just kind of watching TV and then becoming a certified ufologist, been on 11, 12 different TV shows about UFOs and aliens. And there was a time that people would hear that and they'll chuckle, even my family would do it, aliens or whatever. Then there was a lot of things that has happened in my life, things that I could have been expired and gone before my time, I would say. And then also more other events that have, said that, wait a minute, you do have a purpose here. And this purpose is huge. We have something that we need you to do. And I'm going to say this because each and every one of you has a real deep, and I'm going to have to give a little profanity for you to get your attention, a deep ass purpose, okay? And I don't think that you know what it is, and there's a reason for that, okay? Now, I'm going beyond the motivational speaking where someone says, find your purpose and live life to your dreams. The hell with that. We're not talking about that. We're talking about a conversation that is probably so difficult for people to have, a conversation that even people in the most tightest of relationships can't even correspond with each other about. We're talking about a conversation that you have in your dreams, things that you see and things that are speaking to you, trying to communicate with you, because that's the only area that they can probably get through all of this chaos that has been created to disconnect you from those things. And as I give you my words of always, your eyes are useless when your mind is blind. I sit before you today because the further I go, the more information I get, the more it's like, damn, I may want to be some of these other people and just not know. I may want to just go back to the way it was where I just drive through the drive-through at McDonald's and say, give me a number one, number two, and number three, because they have set it out for me and I don't have a choice. Maybe I just want to watch TV all night and just be like, yeah, whatever. Nah. But what I'm saying is, for some people, that just may be the life that they need. And for those of us who are truth seekers or truth speakers now, and now remembering is our new 2026 motto, then it is more than your responsibility. I wouldn't tell you to say, go out there and wake people up. I don't think that is the responsibility. I think for those who are searching for the truth will find you, because there's an energy, there's some form of energy that's drawing. And as that vibration gets bigger and stronger for the truth, it gets deeper and deeper. And I think that's where it needs to be. I don't think we need to go out there and preach with signs and says, you need to know. I don't think you need to go in the room and tell one of your cousins, your brother, your sister, your lover, wake the fuck up. That's not how it works. even though we think that's how it works, because we put on our capes and we want to go out and save people. But what I'm saying to you, these alien races that we're going to be talking about tonight, some of these things are not friendly. Some of these things have a situation that we have to deal with, but they are winning in some cases, losing in some cases, but their plan has been set forward long before you got here. Now, what I'm going to spit out tonight in a few minutes is just some basic stuff to get us to say, all right, Roderick, where are you going with this? And in front of me, I got a little notes just to set the tone, because I was going to get into something else, but it's okay. I love you. I want you to know I love you. I love each and every one of you. If you have not heard it this weekend or in the past few days or even today, I love you. Because obviously, I will tell you, I've discovered that the word love is a little more intricate than what we just say and do. It is a powerful phenomenon, energetic thing that needs to be covered and really get into. But listen, let's start with here, and I want you to see if we can get on the same page. Earth. Let's talk about Earth. Earth was formed 4.5 billion years ago. We know that. The scientists kind of know that, and everything else. You get what I'm saying? They know that. Hang on a second here. Thank you, Godmother, telling me I have to make a notice. Oh, there we go. All right, let's give Praise 7 a shout out for the super sticker. Let me find my and please, thank you. I really do. All right, thank you. Give a shout out to our Godmother as well for what is going on, man. All right, for giving me the alert. Thank you very much. All right, so listen, Earth. I'm going to speak some logic and heart with you. I need you to hear what I'm about to say, because there's an emotional behind it, but emotional intelligence, of course. Earth was here 4.5 billion years ago. Just think about that for me. Let that set in for a minute. And there could have been a Big Bang theory, but we're not getting into that. Reason I'm saying this, because life that showed up, evidence of microbial life, was about 3.5 to 3.8 billion years ago. Billion with a freaking B. Are y'all listening to me? Just put in the chat. Let me know you following on, because we need to share this particular section of this video in order for me to tell you what is really going to be happening and what is happening to you, for you, and in all of us, okay? 3 billion years ago, there was some type of life on this planet. Humans, you and I, said that there was something around 300,000 years ago that started bringing some type of human like us on this planet. For almost 3 billion years later. Now, with that being said, let's just say you just moved in your neighborhood 2 years ago. Maybe you moved from out of state to Dallas or Texas 2 years ago. And Texas has been around a long time. Do that tell you that there was people that stayed there before you? Maybe they're not in your neighborhood. Maybe they moved on. Maybe they died. Maybe whatever. But that should give you an indication there was life there in your neighborhood. I'm just using that metaphorically, before you got here. Earth been here 3 billion years. You get where I'm going, right? Humans only been here. So they recorded, they said life, a humanoid life, okay? But recorded history is like 5,000 years ago. So let's just put this in some perspective for us church-going folks. And in Genesis, go back to the Bible, and like I said, I'm going to get to the alien races because it's important. I'm going to set this tone, and this needs to be shared. Alien races, or Genesis, the book of Genesis, the Bible, the way we grew up, said that there was a perspective. It was written 2,600 to 3,000 years ago. Now, we're going to play devil's advocate, maybe. Let's just say it was written, but the story had already been around. So the story of Adam and Eve was written about 3,000 years ago. This is what is being told. Earth been around 3 billion years. some type of humanoid 300,000 years. But our story that we live off of, feed off of, is only 3,000 years old. And it goes in the beginning. Let there be light. Let God said, or poof, or whatever it was. Or we coming out of these two people, all 5 billion people. All right. I'm just giving you some examples. So that says that Adam and Eve appeared about 0.000000 and some zeros, 66%, long time ago. In other words, Earth history was a 24-hour day, and Adam and Eve showed up the last second before midnight. You get the example I'm trying to tell you? Think about it. 24 hours a day, yeah, and Adam and Eve showed up the last second before midnight. And how dare do we take that story and that significant of timeline without doing the math, and we then take it to ourselves to believe that there is nothing else here or been here, or we are the beginning, we are the first ones. Freaking airplanes only been around 100 years, the planes that we know about. Your cell phone is maybe 10 years ago, but yet we'll technologically advance civilization, supposedly. All I'm saying is there are some stuff that have happened over and over and over. Like some people said, let's just get rid of them and start over. We are start over, if you get where I'm going. They started over with whatever this timeline or part that we're in. You with me with this? But I'm going to give you some alien races that have been around hundreds of years, older than you, me, and everything else. And hopefully by me putting that in perspective for you and letting you still come to understand that any of you can go back to any preacher that you know, bishop, whatever it could be, and ask them that we've been around 3 billion years. Who in the hell was here before we got here? And what did they do? And most importantly, where the fuck did they go? Or did they leave? Did we break the mold? Or did we break the mold to a point to where we look so different, by the way, that they look so different because we don't see them because we don't see them? You get what I'm saying? And let me put it in perspective. You had a baby, you had sex, and the baby came out supposedly looking like you and the man or woman who had the baby. The baby looked like y'all. Y'all created it. It looks like you. And when it has other children, it's going to look like you. Is there a possibility that the reason we don't see them because we look like them and they're still here? 3 billion years ago, there was some stuff walking around here on 2 feet that somebody said, let's just try to get this thing right. So we're going to make some insects that walk, maybe. We're going to make some bugs, some rabbits, not rabbits, some whatever. Y'all get where I'm going with this, right? If not, just think about what I'm talking about, because when I start talking about these alien races and some of these names, my grammar box ain't even going to help you tonight. So don't even give her, if you don't even understand the name, that's not it. The thing that I'm trying to point it through is we've been under attack. There are some things that don't like us being created. They don't like how we have bred like roaches, and then they made real roaches. We was at the office last night, and we was watching an alien race that looked like fucking roaches. And then we watched another race that said that they brought roaches here. You get what I'm saying? It's like, what the hell? And we say we breed like roaches. Yeah, it's 5 billion of us, right? We are, and if you think of the timelines and how that works, it gets really, really trippy. You know what I'm saying? It gets really trippy. And what ticks me off personally now is that we have to beg, we have to twist, we have to present to awaken people's curiosity to the fact that every day they walk around here and they don't feel right. They go to work and they don't feel right. They lay next to people and they don't feel right because it's not that. It's something else. But what if I start telling you, just talking from research, going deeper and deeper, that this world is high strangeness. That now, if you go back to old videos, you probably see me just chilling. Now I am protected with crystals and I mean stuff, because the real body of us is we're made of crystals, right? And you think about all of this oneness, this desk, all this came from some atom and dust. So somehow in this holographic world that we're in, that it's all the same stuff. So hypothetically speaking, when they wiped out the people before us and they let this thing sit here for about 100 million years because they got fucking time, everything just turned back to dust like it was created. And then poof, somebody made another version of us. And then we come in here and now we building buildings and we think this is it. Wake up. But here's the catch. There is something that lives on and on and on and on and on, and it's called a soul. And that's who we are. See, somehow our souls got planted into this thing and started to be used like a battery and all these things. And our souls are started to be used and are using us and you feel the drain. You feel the drain because it happens. Some of you are being drained by every significant thing possible. I got more friends that take days off to recuperate, and I get it. And first I was like, for what? But I get it, because what I am going to share during the week, there's a lot of DNA that some of you carry. Is why these aliens, these beings, these parasitics, all this are after you. They're after you because of who you are. And if you don't know that, your ass is theirs. That's all I'm going to tell you. And you've been theirs, because if we hadn't been theirs, we wouldn't be here. Because when we're supposed to be gone, you ain't seeing me here. You're not going to see me here with you. I'm going to be gone. I'm going to go to the other place. Now, I've been told 3 times that this is my last time here. The first time I thought it was a joke. The second time I was like, The third time I was like, and you know why I'm believing it now? Because the research that I'm doing now, I have discovered the codes, the things to raise the vibration, to communicate with my older DNA cells to get me the fuck out of here. So maybe they saw the future. I didn't at the point, but now I know it. And I study it, and I'll be like, hey, I want to share it. I want to, but maybe it's not my business to share it. You got to go into discovery yourself. Maybe you don't want to. Maybe we do. I'm saying this because these alien races that we're going to get into know what we don't know, or what we forgot, what you forgot, and what a lot of people want you to forget. There's people that's right next to you that don't have a clue, and they do not want you to go find yourself, because misery loves company. That is true. And there's a lot of people want us to stay here in this realm with them and come back again and be their mom the next time, their dad. It's like we're all tired to be hanging around each other all the time. But not I, said this cat. No. So I'm saying to you, it ain't about waking up anymore. Don't let nobody go tell you about waking up anymore. You not woke. Just know that you have forgotten, and so the fuck they have too in so many cases. Because just because we walk around and say, oh, I'm going to raise my vibration, that is probably the lowest scale, but it's a start. It is a great start, because there's a lot of archons and things that tap into the lower vibration, and everything is designed to keep it down, and they feed off your illusion, and they eat and feed and everything. And then we start talking about spiritual warfare. It is real, but it's happening in another realm. It's happening in a parallel universe. It's happening in that thing you call deja vu, where you might be like, hey, you know what? I've seen this before, because the fuck you have. You are running this thing, and these worlds are running, but one is behind the other. That's where the deja vu comes in. But some of these people know how to jump these, and we hear the word timeline. No, they're jumping, and they're going to the future, getting what they already know, coming back to this one, going back and forth. Do you know we all can do that? Some of you see it in your dreams. You just don't believe it, because you just don't. You don't believe it. I have been on a journey this last year that is freaking incredible, and I can't even tell you where next year is going to be. It's just all I know is it's going to be better than today. I had long time ago started something, and it has nothing to do with race. It's just a area that I felt that was disproportionately, which is Project Black. I talked about it. I started it about 2 years ago. Got off track that I thought because I was railroaded on purpose. I get it now. I was not supposed to be doing it. I was not. And I remember going to the place in those mountains, and that guy said, "We know why you here. We know what you're doing. You don't need." And then the other person said, "You know what? You need protection. Here's your soul contract. Here's this," and blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, well, what is this? Right? I'm just confessing to you. Right? But I realized what was happening was so powerful and so profound that it had to be diverted because they can see the future. They know where we're going. They know who you. So when you start running into those boom, boom, booms, and you got the most fantastic ideas to help humanity, and you wonder why I don't get off the ground because it is a spiritual thing. It is bigger. Because obviously what you're going to do or would have been doing is a effect that will change humanity over time. Because all it is one soul at a time. You just got to keep helping one soul at a time. I know it ain't church. It's Monday. I'm just telling you what I'm saying. I'm telling you this is what I'm talking about. It's about remembering. Okay. So when somebody want to tell you to pick up the Bible, I'm just giving honest with you. And they want to tell you the word is the word is the word. And that Bible has the word revision on it. Do the definition of revision mean changed in whatever? That thing has been altered. I'm not saying there's no truth in it because there's truth in there. There's some truth in there. They have to. They can't change everything. They can just invert it. They just twist it or get you to look this way when they're praying over here. They get you to do this when they're doing this over there. Alien races. I know that's what you come for because that's what the thumbnail said and everything else. But what I'm saying to you goes right into this, okay? Because there are some alien races here. And there's a bunch of them. There's going to be 3 parts. I can't even do all this tonight. And like I say, some of the names I can't even pronounce. I can't even pronounce them. I'll just spell it and you pronounce. But I will say this, though. You come from, all of us, from a DNA strain long before 3,000 years Adam and Eve. That story was, don't believe it, Bernard, if you know that line in the movie. Okay. There's strains that takes you back to all of these different races because everybody was playing around trying to create something. And where I'm going with that is some of you have some DNA that goes all the way back to some things you just maybe I can't comprehend. And it's way back than your word called ancestors. We're not using that one. Go deeper. Go really deeper. And go back to some things. This is why we have so many of these different things and people look like this and that and different colors, different races. Everybody was creating something. But it goes back to DNA, and it's our DNA. This is what the Illuminati, all these people do when they're doing all of their, bad stuff. It's all based on DNA. See, we just thought it was trafficking because of this, or maybe they're doing this to the children for that. They have a planned attack, and they've been doing it because they're giving these sacrifices to, let me say it like this, to the people that claim to be gods who was not God. See, now I should have your attention that 3 billion years ago, there was a lot of people here before we were here. And they not looking like me and you. It wasn't that. So it wasn't my great uncle looked like me with a beard back 10,000, 15,000 years ago. Hell no. He probably looked like a fucking rhinoceros walking on 2 feet. Yeah, you heard me say it. He probably looked like a lion with a human faces running around catching gazelles on 2 feet. That my ancestors and your ancestors. One of your ancestors looked like a fucking ant. You might be an ant. One of your ancestors was that Chi-Chi bird you saw outside flying around, but then he had 2 feet, legs, and arms. Oh, yeah, don't tell me about the 4-legged one. Yeah, some of you got horses. And we're talking about your ancestors now, if you want to say that. You get what I'm saying, right? But you don't want to hear that because they need to look like me and you. See, long as our eyes can't say it, they're not that, but it's different. It is real different. And so where I'm saying with this, having said that, this earth was put together for a reason. And then someone said, let's make some God's guardians. I'm using that word. And I'm going to leave you with that because we're going to go deeper in that later. But God guardians of earth was us humans. So, you know, when they say, oh, there's a God in all of us, and everybody's just thinking about it as, oh, like I'm God, because we're creators. Yeah, all of that, the oneness, the source, that was truth. And so when we became that here, there were some other ones came here and said, no, we need to change that. But think about this. Your ancestors who didn't stand on whatever they need to stand on, saw some of these creatures and then bowed to them. Our ancestors, whoever did, bowed to a roach person. They bowed to a bird-looking dude. They bowed to an ant-looking dude. They bowed to a lion, a feline, and whatever. Because go back and look. They bowed to them and called them gods. And then all of a sudden they tricked us and said, all right, they stupid. Now we have all of these gods. That's why you got God of this, God of that, God, when there was just one source, and then we were gods to protect this planet. And then all of a sudden the game was on. And it's been happening over and over and over. But you know why we've been getting wiped out? You know why we're the 5th generation? Because whoever it was is so disappointed in our growth, they're like, fuck it, just start over until I make a better one. Forget it. They're not going to get it. They just don't get it. And like, let them wipe out. Let's do a new one. But this time I hear that we're growing in harmony, all of us, and things are changing. I'll leave you with that as we get into the alien races. But before I get to that, so that I tell you, Project B.L.A.C.K was what I started a long time ago. It was the Black League of Alien Contact Knowledge. Now, you know, I've grown, and it's the Black Lexicon of Ancient Cosmic Knowledge. I use the word Black, number one, because it started where area where I felt that my community that I lived in was really not getting where they needed to be when it came down to this cosmic stories. And knowing that it was disproportionately reported and all of this stuff, I knew I took it up on myself to say, let's just bring some people together. Although people who are part of our community are white and Chinese and all this, because they all, if we live oneness, they all know that there's a particular group, not in all cases, that are lacking because there's a lot of focus on that. We're tied into religion like crazy. We're told stories that there were slaves, we came from another, and we was already here. That's not true. That's another story. But where I'm going with this is, when I started this journey, it grew so quickly, and then I got hit personally. I got hit with boom, boom, everything you can imagine to throw me off, to make me deviate, to make me go chasing the money over here because I couldn't figure out how to do it over there, and all of this stuff. And it wasn't fair. It wasn't fair because I was like, life. That's what they say, right? No, them fuckers hated what I was getting ready to do. There was a group of aliens that you're going to hear about. They didn't like it. They didn't like what I was going to do. Now, I know you might say, okay, but then there's a group of aliens that are protecting me too. So it's a war, and the war is, and we're the prize. I'm on the good side over here. So I don't fear because I'm protected over here, but I have to do my job in this realm here and then have other people with me to do the job. But hey, it's difficult because they put life in our place. All right. So real quickly, let's get with it. Let you know that Project B.L.A.C.K here in Dallas live, January the 24th. Billy Carson will be here in Dallas. It's a live event. We're going to go deep. Him and I is going to kind of do a one-on-one. You're going to hear some stuff. And then we got a panel there, Billy, Greta Chamberlain. Look her up, Google her on Facebook. Instagram. She's Grammy considered, all of this good stuff. Judith, which is our crystal custodian. We're going to be talking about that stuff. Leanda, which is going to go into some dreams. That's our panel to help you understand. And we're doing this. Yes, people, it is a paid event. It is a paid event. It's a paid event because we need the resources to do it. Could you imagine had I not been able to overcome what I was up against, and we will never be here with this podcast? You would have never heard anything I said. You would never see the plan of what's happening. And I'm telling you, it was a battlefront. And the same thing goes for you. If you got something that supposed to help people and you can't figure out why, because there is something don't want you to do it. It ain't, and it's bigger than the person you're sleeping with. It's bigger than your homies. That they want you to focus on them. Oh, it's up here. It's somewhere else. But we're going to fight that. We're going to give you the tools to go for that. We're going to shed light on who it is and where they are. We got to do it. We can't do it on the air all the way like this because they own it. They own this. But they can't keep us from talking in person. Make sure y'all come to Project B.L.A.C.K here in Dallas. And it is activated to do early bird tickets right now. And it's less than a coffee a day for 30 days. That's what I'm saying. You spend more on a cup of coffee than getting this information. Screenshot this, go to the website, make sure you do. Also in February, Courtney, the psychic, my sister, King Simon, numerology. We're going to tie numbers, psychic. She's going to do some live psychic things for you to reach this other side. But it's also about love. And maybe I'm not talking about the love of your life, but how about loving someone else and loving people and everything else? This is our February. Tickets just went up today, and we have limited space. We don't have a lot of space. It's early bird right now, and then we have VIP, though. So those two are up and coming. Make sure that you come. And then we have our C4s in that. So now, as you came, let's talk about the alien races. I'm doing my job. And sometimes it gets difficult. Sometimes it gets emotional. Sometimes I just whatever. But you know what? If it helps one person, one soul, not person anymore. And we're not here. I'm not here to help a person. I'm here to help your soul. All right. I know my job now. I truly know my job. My job is to help your soul. It's a different component than who you are looking at me. And there's two different things. The soul is trapped. And it is screaming and it wants out of this place. And we got to help it go because somehow we're holding our own souls. It's crazy, right? To think about it. But yeah. Why you think you hear all these people talking about, I had to sign a deal for my soul? We think it's funny because, the rapper say you had to sign this thing for his soul. People, it is real. And a contract is real. In this realm and that realm, okay? So it's your soul. Let's protect our souls. Come and get the information. I have it. I'm going to surround us with people who's going to help us with this stuff and everything else. And we're going to explore together. See, if we do it together, it's more powerful. Everybody's on this independent stuff. Everybody want to do things on their own. I want people who want to grow and learn with me so that we can explore at the same time. I'm not saying that I'm saying that person may know something I don't know, they know, because everybody's studying at different paces. I didn't say that, so let me be explicit. I'm just saying growing together in harmony and knowledge is sharing cohesively. And then we talking about oneness. I tap into what you have, you tap into what I have, we tap into, now we are one. That's the spirit of one. That's the soul. That's the key. See, they divided everything up. They divided our conversations. They divided our races. They divide us in the house. They divide us at the workplace. They divide us in different restaurants. You eat this, I eat that. You watch this, you do. Everything is divided. You like Monday, I like Tuesday. It's like ain't nobody doing shit together. It's crazy as fuck. All right, so let me get my notes. Let's go into some of these alien races. So anyway, let me check the chats. I haven't looked in a while if y'all said anything and everything else. Let me look. But oh, by the way, go to my website, truthversusauthority.org. It is up. There's a section that we're looking for what I call shadow seekers. These are people that's going to do some research. There's an application. You can start helping us, but in about 90 days, I will start hiring some of you people. Okay. We got some stuff in play to do this, but I'm going to be monitoring how you give that information that we're all seeking. And there's a page on that website that'll explain to you. You can fill out this little application process, and then I can give you access to submit the things that we want. And just please be, just follow what we need. And then you can be part of that team as we grow forward. There's a lot of stuff there, different communities you can get involved with, volunteers. Everything is on our site now that we can plug you in, give you access to different communities. We are now ready to rock and roll. truthversusauthority.org, and you can go there to find your way to the events as well. And so there's a lot of stuff there. All right, so let me get my notes and figure out why I'm not seeing what I need here. Alien races. I have my notes. Okay, right here. All right, here we go. I'm good. So let's get that going. Bridget, what's going on? We haven't seen you in a long time. How you been doing? All right. See, that's a good thing. See, that means my message today is right where it needs to be, because it is summoning and calling all of my friends. They're all coming back full circle of what we need to do. All right. So some of these alien races, like I said, I got a grammar box over here. I got a letter box over there. Unlimited letters you can use over here. There's grammar. We don't even tap into this thing. I'm going to spell it out loud. You write it down. Get a pen and paper. You can write down this, and it's in some alphabetical order. We're not going to go through all of them. But what I'm telling you is there was a lot of races here before we got here. And then somebody made us, some long time after that and said, we are the guardians of Earth. And then all these other people started saying, See, this is the joke when people think the reptilians don't exist. These people are advanced technology past us, so they can shapeshift or do all these things and create this holographic stuff. I know you've seen things, then it blinked, and you be like, damn, did I see that? Yeah, you did, but it did change because that's the way they do. People, we got to start realizing that this is you got to realize that your soul and you in this world is two different elements. And the sooner the better we realize that, then the fear of a lot of these things should start to go down a little bit. And then you start saying game on. Then you be like, game on, let's go. All right. So one of these alien races is called, they call them the builders, but it's called Algruk. Okay. Algrulk. I just spelled it for you. They come from the constellation Sculptor, and they derive from an ancient race, listen to this, of reptilians that have gone extinct. They are specialists at building ships and other devices needed for deep space traveling. They also are space travelers themselves, searching for new raw materials. And judging by the records here, they was last seen here in Tokyo in a few years back. They can live up to 230 years. Long past us, right? All right. So where I'm going with this, there's a lot of visitors coming in and out. All right. Now, as you know, once again, I had a top secret clearance when I was 20 years old, people. All right. And so what? But anyway, I've been around this day on one side of the fence to another. But it wasn't no coincidence. I don't believe in coincidence. I think coincidence is God's way of being anonymous. That's just the way I see it. Okay. All right. So that alien race come and go. Now, some of them that we're going to get to, they do take humans. Some of them don't like us. Some of them are what they call malevolent beings. But like I said, there are some good ones here. There are some ones. There are guardians. There's the Council of Five. There's, I got a lot of information for you. There's Council of Nine and Council of Five. There are some that are here protecting us. But there are some rules, though. The rules is this is a free will planet. This is why you can keep doing any fucking thing you want, okay? You can do whatever you want. You can love anybody you want, and you can switch. You can not like anybody you want. You can do whatever you want. Are there consequences? You want to use the word karma? Whatever. But you keep it up if you want to. Yeah. And so the builder races, like I said, you have these, they're a race of reptilians. Now, reptilians, and as we use for a joke, is in a lot of different bloodlines, okay? I have some stuff that we're going to go through in private if you get into some of our areas that shows the 12 families. There are 12 tribes that originated from all of this stuff. Everything was from this 12 tribes. And then from there, all these descendants and factions and breakaways. Think about the church that you went to as young, and they got pissed off, and then they started their own church. Then they started their own church. Something like that, okay? Just skip. There's another species called Kilitokert, okay? They come from the constellation Vela near Star Sual Mula. Now, like I say, these words I'm butchering, so there's not for you. Just take literally that you can understand something that I'm saying. They grow up to about 2 meters and are about 6 feet. They live up to about 200 years. Now, they can shapeshift, and they're very hard to detect. Here's what I want you to understand. These aliens shapeshift because their technology is more advanced than what we are, us humans. And they know that. We're a young species. And the greatest will is because there's rules that are protectors that, see, the Palladians came and said, get the fuck up out of here. Tell all of them, go, good or bad, right? But some of them sneak behind and they hide underground. They do all this stuff. Then they start interbreeding with us. And then now we got these hybrids. And now that's how they can hang around and stay because they're part human and the rules of this earth. These people, they got game. They got game, all right? But anyway, when they shapeshift, the only thing they cannot change is the size and the color of their eyes. Start looking in the eyes. I had someone tell me, a few times, the eyes is the way into the soul. What if the eyes is the way into the fucking truth too? I mean the soul too, but you get what I'm saying. Be looking at somebody like shapeshift. You're a lizard, blink like a motherfucker. Blink. Just hold them right there and then if they don't blink for about 3 minutes, get your ass and start moving around. Okay? I'm just telling you. You waiting for the blink, but if they don't blink, because you waiting for the shapeshift blink, but then they don't blink, that's your cue. That's your cue. That's your cue to take one leg in front of the other. I call them Buffy and Jody, and you get stepping. You get stepping. All right. All right. So there are one of the oldest known races. They do abduct humans. We're talking about these Kilitokert. And they was last seen in, 2008. Somebody type of blink twice, turn to the side. Hey, your ass should be gone. All right, so real quickly, we got the Palladians, all right? They come from a solar star system surrounding Pleiades star, and more precisely, the planet Era, near the star Taygeta, Taygeta is where they come from. They're associated with spiritual growth. They can grow up to 2 meters, which is about 8 feet, and they practice sex cultivation, okay? Distinct difference between their sexual expressions and their sexual sensual emotion. They do it a little different. Now, their ships are known as beam ships. Although they regularly are visiting Earth, they have remained mostly silent since about 10,000 BC. Remember, Earth been around 3 billion years, okay? They are one of the oldest known races. They continue to develop the necessary mental skills to eventually reach their goal and a higher spiritual state. There's people here who are part Palladians, okay? Let's get this straight now. Some of you have DNA of all of these different alien races. In fact, every last one of us do. Every meat suit walking around have some DNA from some alien race. You just need to figure out who it is, and you need to reconnect your DNA string. And then they can talk to you. Your peeps can talk to you. Some of us are in the same tribe. Some of us come from the same, and let me make sure you totally understand. I ain't saying that the white person and the Chinese person, no, you could be whatever color you are, and we can be from the same DNA strain somewhere. Because all this stuff been mixed, even though it started differently. There's 12 families or 12 tribes, right? But you just never know because there's all this hybrid stuff going on. Everybody's trying to blend in because they got to look like us, because whoever's watching is saying, if you ain't human, you got to go. So they're like, well, hell, I just look like a human. There's another race called a Kilomorph, whatever. So that's, I can speak alien talk. Okay. But anyway, it's KYLLIMRAUK. Okay. Now I got pictures. I'm not going to show y'all. Every one of them, I'm looking at a picture. I'm just letting you know, right? Because it's in my files. If you were there, I could show you, but you're not. So either way. All right. So I got pictures. So anyway, and then me and TK, we watching some videos, some stuff. I took out the archives and some old government file stuff and just went through everything. But anyway, they come from the constellation Volans, Volans. The sightings of this race on Earth is rare, and they are considered a mystery race. It is said that they were forbidden to visit Earth around about the year 1000 BC, but they did not stop visiting Earth completely because of their allies with the race Maitreya, which is MAITRE. You're going to hear a lot about those, especially when we do Project Black. You're going to hear a lot. And they was last seen here in 1989. So you get what I'm saying, that Earth been here a billion years. The galaxy's been here a long time. And a lot of these people are coming here, but Earth, this planet was put here, and someone said this is our property. Leave it alone. But because of how our souls are made in the energetic form, the light form, the power of this God source that we have, they all want it. They all want to control it. They all want it. And this is why you got to get in the game. And you got to get beyond just thinking there's a fucking somebody on the moon up there. Yeah, okay. But there's a lot of someone's out there, all right? All right, so the next race is called Kurs, Kurs, aka gods of land and by golly, if you need to see the face of these people. And they're believed to be related to the race of Anunnaki. This is another story we're going to get into. They come from the planet Dilemmas. They are the race behind the story of Enlil and Enki. You get what I just said. They are the race behind the fucking story. All right. I'm going to be bastard out of the community now. Oh, no, Anunnaki gods and all that. We call anything gods these days. Any fucking thing. Any one of you right now get taken to one of these other planets and they drop your ass out of the sky and you on fire because you done dropped out and burnt. So it looked like you now, I'm a flaming phoenix, and you hit the damn ground and stand up. Everything around going to be bowing down to you. And when they do and they start bringing you shit, you're going to say, well, yeah, I am a god. Well, yeah. Ooh, that looks good. Give me her over there. I'm a god. I don't care if it's 5-legged woman. You're going to be like, yeah, you're a man. And if it's a woman, yeah, you're going to be like, yeah, I'm a god. Oh, you want to bring me your cookies, your milk and cookies? Oh, yeah, I'm a god. Because they'll be like, yeah, it dropped up out of the sky. One place we can't go, something we can't touch. We stare up there all day, all night. And all of a sudden, somebody dropped out there. They're a god to that civilization. Well, anyway, the Kurs believe, again, to be related to the race of Anunnaki, and they were supposed to be. They were directly involved in the development stages of human race during our early stages, okay? Remember, it's about 300 whatever million years, but this place been around 5 billion years. That's a long time, okay? And after centuries of being away from Earth, they have recently returned. And their own leader is amongst the most recent visitors. And they will now stay on Earth permanently, and they will have an important role to years to come. And they spend time immersed in precious gold-like liquid that presumably extends their lifespan. People, they're here. They're walking among us. We can't see them. There's 15 different dimensions of what our eyes can focus on. There's things that they do every day that we eat, do, see, and do that keep us from seeing anything. There's people that can see auras, but that stuff probably more than that. That's probably a whole nother thing. It's a big deal, by the way. A big deal. I'm up 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning now studying this stuff, reading, and it's like overwhelming, because it's like the more the truth comes, it's like, damn, this just cannot be. It's shattering my reality. It's like, but it's truth. And you got to love truth. You got to love truth, right? But I started this journey, truth versus authority. And I used to think authority was the same thing. We got to watch all these people, but it's the mind. It's in the mind. So this particular race here, I'm just going to spell it H-A-V, Hav, and then Hanunu, Kondrish, H-A-N-N-U-A-E, Kondris, K-O-N-D-R-S. Listen, I can't, I'm not watching the chat. So all my mods, please make sure y'all monitor the chats. I don't see anything going on now, but I'm just letting you know. I don't, and if it's something that I gotta hear and see, then y'all can send me a text or something. I don't know if a phone. Oh, it's in my pocket. But anyway, so but what I'm saying is there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff. So this race is H-A-V, H-N-N-U-A-E hyphen Kondris, K-O-N-D-R-S. They came from the galaxy Sexton, which is a dwarf SPH. They visited Earth in 1934 AD in an era that was known as Romania, okay? They often abduct and unalive humans. They also drain and drink the blood of humans as well as the blood of animals. They are responsible for the myth of vampires. Are we getting somewhere now? Are we getting somewhere now? They are here and they're walking around. Take your ass to New Orleans and pass out and see what you wake up to. Go ahead, go down there. Go on, just go. Get you some liquid courage and go down there and just hang out and get in a dark corner and you want to go. And, oh, no, better yet, let somebody beautiful just tell you to come on over here in this corner, or the guy, he looks so good, and you tell him what stays in whatever New Orleans, ain't nobody gonna know. Go ahead and do that. Go to Vegas and do that. Just go there and see what happens. Just take yourself down there. I just want you to know they doing it. They just need you to be that crazy. Okay, so anyway, they said that several human governments now and accept their actions. Now, think about this. The government accept their actions, and human bodies that they are used are never returned. Human bodies that they use are never returned. Last sighting, they were seen in Scotland, so don't go to Scotland. But they're probably everywhere now. Now, did you hear what I'm saying? The government is down with the program. The government ain't for the people. You know that, right? But they're down for the program. They're down for the program. You get what I'm saying? So just know those things. You know, I'm just telling you. I'm just telling y'all. You get what I'm saying? I'm just telling you what time it is. Okay? That's all I'm saying. All right. So the next thing is this. Mazarik. Mazarik is another alien race. M-A-Z-A-R-E-K or M-A-Z-A-R-E-K. All right. They come from the constellation Camelopardalis, wherever that is. All right. And from the 1300s to the early 1900s on our calendar, they were not allowed to leave their planet by other aliens. So obviously some vicious folks that the other aliens and tell them, don't bring your ass over here. Ain't that crazy? The other alien was like, don't come. They are very violent and predatory race. They are known to be allies of the race Matria. See that that came up again. M-A-I-T-R-E. They grow up to 1.6 meters, which is about 5 feet, and they were last seen on Earth in August of 2001 or whatever. That's crazy. And they look crazy too. They look crazy. All right. So now think about what I just said. Right now we probably got about 8 or 9 of them. We will not get to all of them. I'm going to do this in 3 or 4 days this week and then just keep it going for you. But think about what I just said though. All right. We're talking about an alien races that was here long before we were here. Do you not think it's possible that your bloodline and your DNA is part of some of this stuff? Right? Okay. So this next one is called the Algurulix. A-L-G-R-U-U-L-I-X. They come from the constellation Cetus near Deneb Cato's Shimala or whatever. Although they are often confused with reptilian races, they do not share anything with them except their appearance. Their height is around 2 meters, which is about 6 feet, and they can live up to 350 years. Come on now, right? This is one of the 21 races that are known to have more than two genders, two sex genders. This race have 8 different genders, and all of them can reproduce with each other. Boy, what would that look like? You walk up to one of them, they got 8 different genders. Some of you probably ran into one of them and confused it and thought you were eating an apple or whatever. Just imagine. They got 8. Yeah, 2 of them you think you know about, and then the other 6 get unnoticed, and you wonder why they in your ear. You be like, why are they just fascinated with my ear? Why are they having sex with you? Oh, in your nose? Oh, yeah, he got a fetish. He got a nose fetish, or she got a nose fetish. No, that's probably a sex organ. But anyway, the purpose of their visits to Earth is unknown. We don't know. But last sighting was near Peru, Lima, and back in December in 2004. All right. This one here, I don't have a picture. They call them the messengers. I can pronounce that. They're called the messengers. Probably the most enigmatic of alien races. Not so much is known about them. They visit Earth for every 300 years. They come and go. And the next visit, they're saying is due. They're due. They do not reveal themselves. They do not make direct contact with humans. They leave carvings, though. They leave drawings, writings on rocks as symbols and historical monuments. Their ship, we was watching this last night, is like a teardrop, and they're silver in color, okay? So get where I'm going with this. The messengers leave notes and stuff, carvings on rocks. So what do we see this at? We see this everywhere. We see somebody leaving. And so they're kind of like good. They're like, well, maybe they'll figure this shit out. Maybe they won't. Maybe they won't. Maybe we'll figure it out. Maybe we won't. Okay. This other race is called Ramay. Ramay. R-A-M-A-Y. They come from Capella, constellations Auriga, A-U-R-I-G. A-U-R-G-A. Known to be very peaceful race. They try to coexist with humans. They try. They created the Mayan civilization culture by placing humans from a different place on Earth than South America. They are also a race of scientists. They taught the Mayans about astronomy and time. Okay. So we already know that the Mayans gone. Nobody asked the question. They're fucking gone. They just left. 2012, everything stopped. The calendar stopped. They left. This is why I don't think people pay close attention because they left. Somebody took them with them. They like, hey, let's go. Y'all my creation. They fucking around. They finna flood this place. Everybody packed the fuck up. Let's go. They left. And then we go over there and see all these remnants and want to know. We want to go on a tourism site. We want to go and be, look at this. Look at the carvings. Look at this. No, where the fuck did they go? That's my question. Where did they go? Who took them? You know, not, man, who took them and why? Well, it makes sense. They come over here, take us and go and put us on other planets and stuff. You get what I'm saying? That's all I'm just telling y'all. We have to start thinking about this stuff a little different, right? And don't just be leaving. I mean, it's okay to have, remember I said it before, it's okay to dream like a fool. Just dream think of this shit like a fool. If you begin to do that way, you'll be like, damn, that don't make sense. Because it doesn't. And the fact that it doesn't make sense is why you should start looking at it, right? All right, so they said that they created the Mayan simulation. We're still talking about the Ramay, R-A-M-Y. They created the Mayans culture by placing humans from a different place. I said that already. They are a race of science. But they left Earth when the Mayans were at their highest splendor. And after the Mayans started the well-known blood sacrifices, in their honor, the race has been on Earth many times after that. Yeah, come on now. So all of a sudden, they teach the Mayans, and then it was like, all right, we're going to leave. And the Mayans said, no, don't leave. We'll kill people for you. We'll give you sacrifices. Please don't leave. I'm like, what you going to do? Well, we will give you our firstborn. And then we got culture still doing that shit today, right? Or we'll give you whatever. I'll give you her. They did that. Listen, let me think about it. Look, think about it. If you don't think human sacrifices was going on, everybody's seen the movie King Kong, right? King Kong was given human sacrifices until he ran into that one he liked. It was different. It was a little different. It was different, right? He was like, oh, wait, but this looks different. But remember all the movies, Kong, and then they would tie him up, and then he would come in, eat him, and he was like, hey, fuck it, sacrifice. Y'all think I'm, then they call him King Kong because he was bigger and he could knock down trees. And then finally, they gave him one. And he said, oh, this looks different. And it was the fucking death of him. The mighty King Kong gets taken down because of that. A woman, right? All right. It was a woman. All right. And so I'm just saying, maybe that's a paradox of the story. I don't get it, but it was sacrifices first. Am I wrong? Y'all seen the movie? Y'all know what I'm talking about. All right. So this, I wish I can just put this on the screen because I can't even, listen, get your pen out, and whoever can pronounce this, you get a free t-shirt. Okay. But they call them the shiny ones. I can say that. But the way it's spelled is Moovianthan. So the Moovianthan Kaypik. Kaypik. So that's the race. Now the picture, but here's the funny. All these pictures, most of them, not some of them look like some insectoids and all this stuff. They still got the format, 2 eyes and nose. So somebody made all of us, right? But they come from the constellation Volcapulia. And they have met with at least 2 U.S. presidents as well, with the Russian president, now Russian leader, some high-ranking officials, okay? They supplied limited amounts of their technology to humans in exchange for the freedom to conduct abductions. And they do not involve any other alien races in the process. They have a big role in Siberian and Tibetan cultures, and they still have bases in those areas hidden in the north face of the mountains, and they have colonized over 40 planets outside the solar system. See, these are things I'm not supposed to be seeing. We watched some of this in private, but I did actually have the actual notes and stuff, or the file, but I showed, the video last night, but I got the actual file, right? So I'm saying it is crazy, right? Of whatever, but I don't know. They get to take us. They get to take you, and you ain't coming back. So for all of you trying to do Independence Day, they're opening up. Go ahead and see what your bad self. All right, so this one is an ugly creature here, but it's called the RAK, R-A-K. Of the 58 races described in this private information here, this is the race that least visited Earth that we know so far. They said they only been here about 5 times. They visit the area as we know as the Middle East, and they created the belief. Think about this one. They created the belief in jinn or genies in an Islamic mythology. According to Muslim scholars, they inhabit an unseen world in the dimension beyond the existing dimensions of our universe. And according to reports from other aliens, they stopped visiting Earth because their immune system could not cope with Earth fauna and flora. So there's something about this that doesn't work for everyone. But they were seen here in 712 AD. So imagine passing by, stopping in on Earth, and be like, damn. And then I ain't going back to that fucking place. Some of y'all pass by neighborhoods like, I ain't going nowhere back near that neighborhood. So just think about it, right? We're not alone here, right? Again, we're not alone here. You get what I'm saying? We're not alone. We're not alone here. The next one's called the Invisibles, okay? This race is known to be seen near high security areas. They are almost completely invisible to the naked eye. Both the U.S. and the Russian governments have developed technology that allows us to track them down on radar, just their ships. 3 things that we know about this race: that they leave a sour smell when they are near you. Some of y'all got aliens with you in the bed. And when they are near windows, you can see their reflection as a smudge-like figure that have been caught on CCTV footage. We was talking about that last night. And when many dogs bark, they start barking with no apparent reason. And if it's possible that these nearby or reptoids, reptilian style. They come from the constellation Mensa, Mensa. Purpose, nobody know why they're here, but they call them invisibles. I'm sure a lot of you, or you seen the movie Predator, right? You saw the movie Predator, and Predator shows that technology where they look like they're there, but they're not there, and then you kind of like see them in the light a little bit. It's real. This is the technology that these things have. They're there. That's the technology. They're there. Period. Okay. I just want you to know they're there. All right. So this next one, again, is another name. And you got to remember, they're not speaking. Their name is not, you got to remember, their name is not like Frank, Tom, Jordan or something. They got some names. Alamakalukastrat. It's spelled ALLMAHULUK-STRAT-163. They were forced to leave Earth after losing a battle against the Reptoids. All right. They were forced to leave Earth after losing a battle against the Reptoids in ancient India. Date is unknown, which they can be visiting for about 200 years, which they have been visiting. They've been coming around here for about 200 years, okay? They have resumed their visits to Earth. They started doing this back in 1948. Technologically, this is a very advanced race. Their ships are often invisible to radar in the human eye, and they were some type of sort of clothing that makes them invisible as well. Supposedly, they come from Jupiter or from one of its moons, last seen in Portugal, May 2005. What if I gave some of y'all a copy of this? Would you want it? I would get in so fucking trouble. I would get in so much trouble. But what if I gave you a copy of it? You wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe it anyway. You'd be like, who cares? You wouldn't believe that Earth been around here 4 billion years and then we only been here a little bit, that the Jesus story and all those stories 3,000 years old, but we've been here. So somebody could have made some of the stuff. Now, Jesus did exist. I didn't say Christ. No, Christ. All right. Let's make sure the Christ, the Christos, you need to learn that. That's a whole nother story. But I'm just saying, you get what I'm saying? What if I did? What if you became part of you got to get closer to us. See, I think the job is now to get you all to remember your DNA and connect it back. And there's like mantras, there's things that you can say that can start connecting you and you can hear. I'm working on now so I can start hearing the guardians now, because I'm in the mix. They know I exist. These other ones, they fight, they make sure crazy shit happens. And they're crazy. 80% of our government is reptilian. You go start looking up stuff. I'm gonna tell you what you should do, and I should show y'all this. There is movies right now, like movie theaters, and they CGI that they actually, you can pause it and you'll see their reptilian arms and everything, because they can't transpose the whatever. But it's because it's moving so fast, we just don't see it. But if you slow it down, I probably got 10 of those, 20, and could show you, right? I got people that family members would be like, oh, you're into that alien stuff. Well, their souls are going to be here a long time. Remember I told you they said that this is my last time here. Remember I said that before, right? Then I started looking. I have 2 daughters. One is not going to have children. She can't. Their mother is RH negative, whatever, the extraterrestrial bloodline. The other one's not going to. I have no descendants. My bloodline stops unless I create videos, write books, and all that, or put stuff out so I can live forever in the minds of the great ones. So probably that is true. And there are some of you that I know is your last time here, but y'all don't know that, right? That's fine, because nothing just happens, right? At this point. So obviously I'm on track doing my good deed and going to enlighten some souls in a massive way. And everybody who works around me, the team, all of us, you are there for a reason, right? Just know this. And that reason is because are changing a lot of things. And people that I've met and people are we all coming back together and do some stuff. It is a reason. And some of you might want to figure that out. Okay. All right. So let's keep going. This one is Aianna, Ainanna. The members of the race are caused, or they said the members of this race are the cause of why humans coined the term Martians. They come from the constellation Gemini, and they have had a permanent base on Mars for thousands of years, and they were they did some kind of mine, sort of some gold-like material. They were first recorded back in back in Earth, back in Japan and all this stuff, Madagascar and all this. So we can keep going. We still got a lot. We're not going to finish them all tonight, though. And once again, if you just joined us, knowing if you can fly to Dallas, come to Dallas, make sure you do. January 24th, we have Billy will be in. We're going to be doing Project B.L.A.C.K. We're going to talk about it. I'm going to share some of this deeper stuff. We're going to talk about how your soul, we're going to give you some codes, give you things that to help you remember. Greta Chamberlain, you see her there. Look her up. She's actually going to she was married to a reptilian. She's going to talk about that as well as other positive things. Judith is my sister. Y'all see her there. She is the crystal custodian of our group. And you're going to learn and know that your body is a crystal. Okay. And this is why these crystals are alive. And then Leanda Pringle there is going to be with us. She's actually kind of co-hosting with me on the panels there. Not actually, or is. And then you talking about dreams. She's very astute in that. But Reiki healing, you can keep going. This is just this month's panel. And then in February, we're going to get you into the cosmic love codes. Psychic Courtney will be in town. Numerologist King Simon will be in town. And this is a live event. The tickets just went up today. We only have a room for 100 people. So I'm just letting you know it's powerful. And none of this stuff is less than a cup of coffee a day. Way less than a cup of coffee. You drink a cup of coffee, you can come and save, or not save. Let me not use that word, because that's a religious term, and fear. You can help your soul remember, or your soul remembers. You got to connect to it deeply so it can be like, yeah, finally, I'm glad you got here. Get us the fuck out of here. All right. Save your soul is the religious term, and that's how they get us in fear. No, we're not using that term. Okay. We're not using that term. And then we have our C4s, which is conspiracy and conscious. Our next one is January the 17th. You want to be there. We got panels there, live podcast, filming it, and everything else. So we're going to do. Let me finish. We got a lot more, but I'm not going to get to all of them for you because there's 80. Maybe over the next, we'll do this again. I'll be on Forbidden Knowledge tomorrow, and I'll go over some of this first part a little bit. But Wednesday, I'm going to probably do one at the center, and then maybe a couple of team members will be there. I got to figure out how to get our cameras over there. And then you'll kind of see us work and talk, and then we can do some of this live too. Why you see the team there, a lot of them, some of them you can't see on camera because they cloak and disappear, all of this stuff. It's like, because, they're aliens, our team members are aliens. They all are aliens. I'm just letting you know, the whole team, they're aliens, all of them. All right. So, let's keep going. How about free your soul? Yeah. Let's go with this is called the Induka. Okay. INDUGUTK, the tall white, aka is what they would say at this point. The race has several bases on and in Mars, where they mine unknown materials. They use slaves to do most of their work. These slaves are extremely well taken care of, and the Induke see themselves as indispensable. The operations in the moon are very secretive. There are almost permanent contact with the high-ranking officials of the United States, China, and Russia Federation governments, and they have the ability to shapeshift into almost perfect human form. Did you hear what I just said? They have the ability to shapeshift to almost perfect human form. And they're also known as Men in Black. And as they use special dark suits to protect their skin when in human shape while conducting special operations on Earth. You get what I'm saying now, right? I'm saying it is worth you knowing to go past your African or British ancestors and start thinking when you hear these people over there in the palace over there or in all the stories that they shapeshift and turned into something, these celebrities, media, they're controlling everything. They don't like the reptilian race because the reptilians violated something, but they do manipulate us. Then there's other races. There are a bunch of them don't like us. But they all can shapeshift. They all can mess with our minds and all of that until you connect back to your source and then your vibration. We can see them. We'll move into those vibrate. We'll see it. And once you see them, they spook. They'll be like, ah. And if you know, listen. This is my Aegis of Alethea, okay? It's a powerful tool, my scepter, for those who know and those who don't know. All right? But this is the world we're in, and you better get with it and understand. And when you talk about magic, you talk about all this stuff, it is real stuff, and it ain't because it's evil in some of these places. You got this knowledge you better learn. Because they're keeping us in the dark with everything. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. I just want you to know. Plain and simple. I just want you to know. So when we talk about this is an EMF, it's blocking all of this stuff, and then it's activating it there. It's got energy. This thing, if I put something right here, you'll see it. It'll start moving. It's got energy, but it blocks this is for the third eye, right? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Somebody else said I got a wand. Yo, oh, you got a wand too. All right, you got a wand. You get what I'm saying? We do our stuff. We do our stuff, right? But that's another side of me you wouldn't know. Now you're around me, the team knows, you know. I carry my shit, right? Everywhere, all my stuff, whatever, because they're there. They're walking among us. They're there. I keep tools in my pocket that just makes those demonic people be shaking like, fuck, damn, he's guarded. He got protection and all of this stuff. You want to learn this. We can't speak it all out here because they're monitoring this stuff. Then the threat level goes up, 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 and then all that's going to happen is silence Roderick, and then you're going to find another YouTube channel. Nobody's going to come looking for me. Well, I hope I got a couple of friends. Y'all going to come look, because I know if you my friend and y'all know if I done told you and looked at you, if you go missing, I'm coming looking for you. I got to give you a day or two because some of y'all just disappear and shit, you know, for days, and the word recharge, you know, I got to feel y'all use that. I get it because, you know, but if it goes longer than a few days, I'm coming looking for you. I just want you to know, when you are committed into my friendship level, you tell whoever snatches your ass, because they will, or maybe not, that somebody, Roderick and the crew is going to come looking for me. There are some people right now can get abducted and nobody's looking for you. Well, they going to look for you. They're going to put you on the back of a milk carton. They're going to call 911, but they ain't going to know the shit. We know that your ass is in another dimension. That they done took your ass to a place beyond the wall, beyond the grasslands where they got the dogs out there looking for you. And no, we know to go into the other world to find you, because that's where they took you. I'm just telling you. I know I'm just messing with y'all. I know I'm messing with you. I'm just messing with you. I'm just telling you. When we come looking for you, we looking for you. We come together in conscious states and put our minds, and we find you. We got people can find you. Right? You gonna have friends looking for you, talk about 911. Yeah. Well, I can't find. Yeah, I can't find. Yeah, I last saw him over at McDonald's. Nah, if you part of our crew, we know they came and did something different. It's a whole different take. It's a different take. Well, anyway, I'm just saying. Bridget, let me put this on the screen. She says, a lot of them use telepathic abilities to present in human form. Yes, they do. Only humans with honed and awakened abilities can perceive many layers of dimensions and density. That's my point. That's my point, right? We got to get to the point where you see what Bridget was just talking about, that we got to get to the point where you will be able to recognize what's happening. You're only in this 3D form of what they do, and most of us can't see it. And you walking around thinking life is just peachy. Well, yeah, they making it believe that way, but your soul is here and still here and still here. Now, I'm not telling you, some people elect to come back to help people, all right? And more likely I may do that. Now that I know some stuff, I'm going to come back and still, like, not like Harriet Tubman, take you down through the tunnels and shit. I'm talking taking some stuff. But there are some of, and let me put it this way. There are some of you who were sent back here to help people. Some of you made a deal and said, hey, go back and enlighten these humans. These indigo children that was here between 2000 and now like 20, they're coming of age. Like next year, when they turn 33, they should be some they should be some powerful people. They're here. Some of you done gave birth to some of these kids. You don't even know why you think they strange and shit. And they look at you like, you ain't really my mama. Because you ain't. Or daddy. You're not. They're here for a purpose. They just came through you and to do what they're doing. But there are some of us who they bring, that you came back and chosen because of your DNA, because of who you are, to be enlighteners. Your mission, you on a mission. Your soul, you're here on a mission. And then you'll come back again on another mission. And you may do it different. So not everybody is trying to go back. There are some of us who are here for a mission, right? And that's what it's here for. You'll start knowing it. You'll start connecting to these people. Then you'll start getting past the me state, because everybody's in this me, and what if you were here to help a bunch of souls? Why you help yourself? It could be a divine moment. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm telling you. There you go. Like TK says, there is an alien. It's on the list right here, because we went through that last night. She watched some of the footage. Okay, I shared it with her. Listen, she said some of them aliens around you can go into that have you go into anxiety for no reason. That's what I'm telling you. There are some of you who having these panic attacks, these anxieties attacks, because they are around you and they set this stuff in motion. But yet they push us to put ourselves in this corner by ourselves, and then they surround us, right? But when we all together and our energy is building up, they hate that shit. They hate it because it doesn't work for them like that. All they got to do is isolate you. That's what they do. They've been doing it. You're just by yourself. Now, don't get me wrong. You do have your guardians and remember how they're fighting. But I'm saying a team of them, a team of my team, your team, their team, everything. It's a big fight. It's a mental fight. It's up here though. It's in the mind, and it ain't because you're crazy. You better believe it. But yeah, there are some aliens that come next to you because their power and they're draining. You start getting anxiety. You start feeling. And actually, I got it right here on the list. And you start feeling a certain kind of way, and you don't even know it because they're doing it. They're fucking doing it. Yes, no fear. We're powerful more than we've been taught. You got to remember. My website is up. I don't know which one you're talking about. Unless you go into the old one, why the big secret? But truthversusauthority.org. All right, anybody on my team, test that website. Let me know in chat. I can't do it while we online. But truthversusauthority.org and .com, but .org is the main site. So if y'all can, if one of my team members check it, just put it in the chat that you know what's up. All right. So one of y'all test that. All right. So the next alien is called Killamat R, aka Car. You got to see the picture of this dude or whatever. They be morphidites. They can be all kinds of sexes. They come from the constellation Crux near Garux. It's very hard this race to track down a spot. Both the U.S. and Russian military have developed a special camera and radar system that allows us to spot them when they're on Earth. But even then, they only been sighted 8 times. The purpose of their presence, we don't even know why they come. When they are sighted, it's usually in an area known as the Bermuda Triangle. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? And listen, if you want to be part of what we call the Shadow Seekers, go to my website, fill out that application. I will personally, I got a team too, but we will get in contact with you. Then I will push a button. You'll be able to see something nobody can't see. And then you'll be able to submit. And then we'll teach you how to go search for this stuff, the media, what's going on, how to look for it. And then you'll start being the people sending this stuff to us. And then we'll talk about them here. Okay. If you want to contribute, be on this podcast. Now it's time for us to bring more people. Then go there. There's if you want to be part of Project B.L.A.C.K, if you want to be what I call a collective, and I don't care what color you are, it's knowledge. Go there, fill that out, and then you can start being. Some of you we will fly down here to Dallas. Yeah, we building up a war chest for that. Okay. Even our C4s, which is kind of free, which is the funnel. Some of you will fly down for that. Yeah, we building up a war chest for that. Yes, we are, or has. It has begun. If you want to be part of it says get involved. If you want to be a volunteer or like I say, whatever. Right now, we need a bunch of what are called shadow seekers. Go read the page. It'll tell you who that is, what we're looking for, what we want. And then eventually, after about 90 days, I am getting something where I can then hire some of you part-time. Just put a little something in your pocket. You ain't quitting your job. You're just going to be enlightened. You're going to be on the inside, scoop, and everything else. Go fill it out. That website is up right now. I can switch these little buttons on. I got a team. Maybe you got an experience you want to share your experience. And maybe you were willing to come on camera or come down to Dallas into our live events. And then you can do that. There's a place for you to do that. Fill it out. Somebody will call you. Personally, it may be me, maybe a couple of my team members. We're set up now. Our site is set up. We're ready to go. It's still a little quirk, but it is functional. truthversusauthority.org. Okay. And there's a get involved. There's the shadow seeker sections. There's our, store if you want to support us, all those things. Where do you apply? Go to truthversusauthority.org. Look at the tab that says Shadow Seekers. I'm going to see if I can just bring it up. But anyway, we'll keep talking about a couple of more of these races. And then we will see about some other stuff, okay? All right. And all right, so what I'm going to do is see if I can share the screen so that you will see real quickly. And yeah, I think I can do that. Let me share a screen, a window. I don't know why it's not. Oh, yeah. There we go. All right. All right. So there you go. I'm sharing the screen. Y'all should be able to see it. All right. Nice looking guy right there. You know him. That's me. There's an about page. You'll be able to kind of get a little more about what we're doing. There's a Project B.L.A.C.K page that's going to share with you all about Project B.L.A.C K. What are we doing? The whole 9 yards. And then there's an event page. If you go to the home page, there's a Billy different event. But then if you want to become a shadow seeker, you can join it right there. It tells you the mission. It tells you everything, the playbook, how we're going to do it, what we're looking for. There will be compensation down the road for those who are chosen. If you hang with us and then be good at what we're needing, there you go. You can just kind of apply and just tell me, and submit that. We will see it. Get involved is right here where you can become a collaborator with us, Truth versus Authority. And by being a collaborator, you're going to learn too. I'm going to share some of this stuff. All right. And, all right, Bridget, cool. We're going to reconnect. There's the C4 community. You can do that. You can, like I said, you can be part of our collective of Project Black, and then we will add you. Right now, we're adding people to our website. So if you go to Project Black, let me keep scrolling down. I think there's me, the founders. Leanda's the first one I'm putting there, but then all of our collaborators are going to go here, right? Link back to your site. I'm going to be on the TV station on January the 16th. A local TV network are bringing me in. But anyway, you can fill that out and get involved, all of those things. And then we have a forum. So once you get part, you got to log in, but you'll be able to get part of the different forums. And then we just put them up. So we'll start private conversations in there. Our Knowledge Council, Truth Seeker headquarters. This is Shadow Seekers. You're going to have your own place, and then where we're going to be sharing stuff with each other privately. Okay. All right. So let me stop the share. Hopefully y'all see that and can see what we're doing. But go to the site and let me stop the screen. All right. We are freaking ready. Okay. We are ready. And we're ready for you to do that. And I want you to apply. You were here for me. This is what we're doing. But we're going to save some lives. We're going to have to learn how to reconnect to our DNA, our souls, to do. And we got to do a lot of that private though. So maybe we do some other stuff in different places, because some stuff we just cannot put out there. Okay. And let's do it. And like I said, once you're there, we're going to be able to do some stuff. Listen, what I'm going to do, I'm going to say we got a lot of more of these races and conversations to go to. I'll be on Forbidden Knowledge tomorrow, but I'm going to count it because they are always kind of day behind. So I'll kind of go over this first part again and let me know I stopped here. But there's a bunch of other stuff you need to hear. Maybe Wednesday, Thursday, we will come back. And we will do that here some more. I'm trying to figure out how to live over at our Dallas office. And then you'll see some of the team members, as we're working and bringing them in. We'll still have this conversation, but you'll see they're researching and doing the stuff. Yeah, we got a team and we're building a team. We're going to do workshops for you. I got a lot of people that are very skilled. They're working on different for our, what we call our initiation stuff, for the community. I'm going to put a special community thing in our Patreon for those supporters. And then those supporters will be access to all of our stuff at a way rate better, because you got to learn. It'll be feasible for you. We're going to be doing workshops on the collective. I got one I'm putting together for you to learn symbols and symbolism. You got people going to interpret your dream. When you come to the panels, we're going to interpret dreams for you, right? And when Billy's here, we're going to do that. All right. So y'all make sure y'all come to that. We're going to have all kinds of, we got a classrooms where we are, and we'll try to stream some of that stuff. Behind the scene, we're going to grow our community. And yes, people, some stuff could be $20. Some stuff would be whatever. Some stuff, it's just because I'm bringing skilled people in. But if it's to help you, your soul, there is no price you shouldn't put on and find out what they're doing right now, and then you help somebody. And if you got children, they're under that thing that they're doing. It is your job to break that. And if you got some indigo children, you got a big responsibility. I know it's scary now. Yeah, your kid could be one of the heroes, and you thinking they're just acting crazy because they look at you when they process. And if you got a kid looking at you like when you walk in a room and you say something to them and they go, and they be like, and then you sit there and argue, you know what I mean? And they go, I don't know what you mean. They're not stupid. They're saying that you're talking too stupid. You got to bring it up a notch. They're like, what is you saying? Because what you saying don't make sense. When you got a kid looking at you confused, then you going to tell them like, you hear me. They're looking at you like, what fucking language are you speaking? Because what you asking me to do, and then you go give them a video game and they're processing information like this and stuff that you can't even keep up with, right? Because their minds are way more advanced. You better know it. I'm telling you, you better know it. You better know it. I'm telling you, you better know it. I love you. Listen, I love each and every one of you. Y'all know that. And what I want you to do now, what we always do, make sure each and every one of you put in a chat right now. I love you all, so that when people come back and see this later, they know that you love them. Okay. It is one of the biggest things. I'm telling you, I'm going through I'm turning over a new leaf. You know, if you go back and you watch about a year ago, I'd be like, oh, I'm looking for love. And then they was like, oh, we're going to show your ass what love is. You're going to get what you want. And it ain't this personal thing. It's this unconditional love, and love everybody where they are. You got to love everybody. There's some people you got to just still love them. You got to love them no matter what. You just love them because they're unique. They're their own stuff. Long as they're not causing you harm and you're not causing them harm, love that uniqueness that they are, period. Plain and simple. And then eventually you'll get your flame or whatever. I think it's something higher than I think it's twin flame. Then it's something higher than that. It's something will be like a divine love. That's the one, right? And maybe y'all know that shit, some of y'all. But I do know there's these different types of flames and loves and stuff that people are, but there's one that's a lot higher. This one is like well, y'all on a mission. But anyway, I love you all because you do. I love you. I love each and every one of you. If you had not, somebody said Twin Ray. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And this is what we're doing. You want to support the channel. You know, we do take contributions because we need them. You know, I don't know if I put my banner up, Cash App, you can do that. You can do, or whatever, or maybe go to the store and buy. We're finally getting our shipping done. Boy, there was a lot of stuff off trying to ship stuff. Some stuff was getting so far behind. It was like behind was a word. Now I think I got it. I got it. Then we're going to have a cleanup day. I think I'm going to call the whole crew. I got stuff everywhere, shirts and stuff. I don't even have nobody coming over here no more. I'm so like, y'all can't come in this office. I got some of y'all, I just know y'all neat freaks. And y'all come over here, y'all be like, I am not dealing with this dude, not on this planet. Right? Stuff everywhere. But that's my mind, in the mind, you know? So this is probably the neatest area right here. But all this other stuff. But then, like I said, we got 2 offices. We got a command center in Dallas where we do all our trainings and everything else. But let me put it on the screen. I don't even know how I can do that. So real quickly, though, I hope they, one of our sponsors is the Awakening app. And I think they have the Android inside stuff. I really don't know. So if it does, then it should be working. And where's my image? There we go. All right. So awakeningapp.com. Make sure y'all go there and get the Awakening app. It's available on Android and Apple now. Should be. And oh boy, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'll find out. I have to call and find out. But either which way, the Awakening app is recommended. This thing is so good, and you know how they tell you about learning stuff in your own voice, talk to yourself. This app does that. Not only is going to give you the power of hearing things, this transformation, the awakening that you need. Go check it out and read some of the stuff on it. You can download it in the Android Play Store and the Apple Store. Code word truth. Make sure you use the word truth. I think there's a place for that. If not, just no. And then you get a 30-day trial, okay? All right, just let you know. And please, believe me, for the peanuts that it is and for the transformation and all the stuff that you can get, some healing. And I'm talking a little bit, but I have it on my phone. And like I said, there's a lot of stuff about it. And eventually, I'm going to get one of their creators on here to tell you some stuff. Yeah. I'll get them to... okay. It is up and running. All right. So the awakeningapp.com is up and running. Oh, so it's awakeningapp.com. So let me put the website up. Hang on. I have it on my thing. Thank you. All right. There it is right there. Awakeningapp.com. Go there today. Make sure y'all download it. All right. And make sure you download it. And on the Google and Play Store. You know what I want them to do, though? They ain't done it yet, but it's your own voice. But imagine my voice talking to you like, hey, it's a conspiracy. They're fucking with your mind. Yes, it is true. There are and I'm sitting here talking to you, but it's better for you to hear from yourself though, because you got to believe yourself and all that. But anyway, this app is really cool. It does a lot of stuff, man, and it's nothing like it out there on the marketplace. Like I said, I know the creators personally, and they've done a great job of doing these things. They're a group of healers. They can heal. Right? I mean, these are some skilled people that created something that you all can use. Anyway, awakeningapp.com. Go there, and if you download it right now, let me know. Let me know right now. Put it in the chat. Somebody said, "Oh, Papa Smurf." I know she's there, but anyway, yeah. So it's right there on the screen. That's the website. They're a part of our family of people that we are with our community. So we support everybody who support us too, right? I want y'all to know. Somebody said it looks like a Pokemon emblem. It's a special emblem, yeah. You know what? All right, let's do this right now. What do that emblem look like to you all in the most humorous way? You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing. Actually, it's got a lot of good symbolism in it, but it is the awakening. There's something there. But let's go. Let's go read it right now. Look at the symbol and tell me, what do you think? Somebody said a seed. All right, let's go with it. A seed. What type of seed? Maybe it's the seed to your awakening. Come on, keep going. Everybody else, look at the symbol right here on the side. Awakeningapp.com. Let's go with the logo. Tell me what you see, how you feel, and let's do that. And I'm gonna take the banner down because it's distorting it. But all right, moderators, put that website in the chat, and I'll put it on the screen. Awakeningapp.com. But anyway, come on. What else we got? Who else? Somebody said it looks like a discus fish, almost like a teardrop to me. All right. A seed. We got a seed. We got a teardrop. We got a pod. Yeah, definitely want a twin raid in. Looks like a discus fish. I don't know. Come on, it has. I'm telling y'all got to get creative. I'll tell you what I thought when I first saw it. But then you'll be like, "Oh, Roderick, what?" Somebody said wheat. Okay, a pod. All right. I'll tell you what I thought. Okay, but that's all because I knew the creators. Okay. And sometimes your mind is in the wrong, whatever. But all right, someone else said a light seed atop of a nature leaf. You're getting hot though. I tell you what, you're getting good. Look at them. All right. I'm not gonna say. Well, go ahead. Don't be holding back. You know what I'm saying? You could. This is just educational purposes. Somebody said, so what is it? Download the app, then you'll really know what it is. I'm telling you, it's something you should know. It's not nothing bad though. It will enlighten you, or you could enlighten. Yeah, Somebody said, I'm thinking you maybe get warmer there. Come on, don't be holding back. There you go. Thank you, Maya. Just put it up on the screen there. All right, awakening app. There you go. Somebody said a leaf. Mary leaf. I don't know what a Mary leaf. A Pisces biscuit. A biscuit Pisces. Does it look like? Oh, you got your eyeballs now. Y'all getting okay? Y'all getting good. The female womb protected. Let's just say that. Okay, I was attracted to it when I saw it. I was like, that's interesting. I thought, well, shit, I gotta download that shit, right? We talking symbolism here. You know what I'm saying? And it's awakening. Y'all get what I'm saying, right? The yoni, y'all get somewhere. Okay. I'm just telling you. So wouldn't that be an awakening? Wouldn't that be an awakening anyway? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm sure the creators did not intend for that. We're just having fun. But if they did, clever people, some clever people. You want an awakening? All that. Vices Pisces is what she was referring to. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's downloadable. Yes, it's downloadable. Go to the thing and download it. And awakening yourself. Check it out. And like I say, you'll get a free trial of this thing. Okay. We all know what it looks like. No, we don't. Da dopest Ethiopian. Tell us what you think. We just getting perspectives here. And y'all act like this is right a PG channel. This is fucking rated R. Y'all know that. I always say put the kids to bed in the beginning. I've done it all the time. When you turn it to the side, you can see the fish. Out now, y'all getting a little fucking 3D and shit. That's a 2D image. I don't know how you Y'all can turn that to the side and see it. Y'all are good. Somebody said I can never pronounce it. Spell it out. We know what you thought. I mean, okay. What did I think? What did I think? I mean, I'm looking at a pool table hole or something, right? You shoot the ball in the hole. It looks like a lot more effing things. I mean, come on. What are y'all doing? Y'all acting like this is rated PG channel. This is the kid. Listen, this is, hang on. Let me get y'all attention. Let me see if I can do that.
This is not a rated PG channel. This is not for kids. This is fucking adults. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Come on. Okay, you want me to tell you what it looks like? Not in this voice. I'll tell you in my real voice.
But anyway, I'm saying, come on, you can talk about it, right? You can talk about it. See, if I said in the other voice, you'll be no. But no, if y'all want it like, let me see.
You know what that shit look like. You know exactly what it looks like. And you got one of those. Well, not everybody. Everybody don't.
All right. That's all I'm saying. You could talk as you please here. And all right, I'm gonna tell you what it looks like. Y'all ready? Y'all just put ready. If you ready for me to tell you what it looks like, to me. And what I thought when I saw it, but I was influenced though. I was heavily influenced at the time when I was looking at it, and it did distort my comprehension of things. So if you put ready, I will tell you what it looks like. I only see one ready, so that ain't enough. That ain't enough for me to tell you what I think it looks like. But like I said, I was heavily influenced, and it wasn't alcohol, okay? You get what I'm saying? I don't drink. But I was distorted, maybe the holographic thing. I was like, oh man, that just, this whatever. But come on, give me a couple of more readies. I'll tell you. The app where you're looking for was the app what I'm looking. It was, download the app. You'll be totally satisfied. You really would. The Awakening app. Okay. If I get about 5 more readies, I'll do it. I'll tell you what I'm doing. If I can get 2 or 3, I see 2, 3 more readies. Not the same people don't be talking about ready twice, so I want some new names and stuff. Then I'll tell you my interpretation. Okay? All right. Yes. Any more? Maybe not. All right. Somebody said a wound. All right. So here's the deal. All right. So this is what happened. Once upon a time, it was about 7:00 one evening. I'm getting you there. I'm telling you how I got there for what I was thinking, why it looked the way it looked. So once upon a time, there was this person that showed me this thing, the app, right? Not the thing, but the app, okay? The thing, the app. So I began to imagine what this app would be like based on what I thought I was looking at. But I was like, nah, it's got to be more to this, because it's more to that. So therefore, I decided that I'm going to go look more into this app, but then I had to refer back to the person. So I went to them and I was like, is this what I think it is? Because if it is, you got jokes. But they was like, nah, this is to help people, because that's what it is. It's going to help you because it's a thing to help, right? And so as I continued to think about it, then I said, damn, I know what this is. And because y'all act like it's PG here on this channel, then I have to follow suit with you. I said it is a motherfucker. And whoa, that's what it was. That's what it was. So I'm just keeping up with the PG. That's what it was. I'm like, damn. I'm like, fuck. You know what I'm saying? Whoa. So download the app and get your own interpretation. And you'll be good to go. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. All right. So with that being said, it's been a plum pleasing pleasure, as well as the privilege. I hope you all enjoyed yourself tonight. As we do what we do. And we're just there. Look, we still got some Reddys now. Somebody tell me it ain't a Pokemon. No, it ain't a Pokemon. But download the app though, y'all. Y'all download that. And have a good day on that one. And all right. So is there any shout outs we need to get? Any birthday people, anything? And real somebody I knew. Yeah. Don't do y'all like that. I love y'all. I really do. All right. So anyway, I'll see y'all here on tomorrow. Just look for more likely Wednesday and Thursday. We're going to go live here again. Okay. So we can finish the stories and everything else. And we will do that. So y'all take care.
UFOs.
UAPs.
Unidentified anomalous phenomena.
Unidentified aerial phenomenon.
Who are they? Where are they from? And what is their intent?
All questions that immediately come to mind with the mention of UFOs.
A Pentagon report is detailing a dramatic increase in UFO sightings, more than 350 since 2021. Many of them are explained as being drones, birds, or weather events, but about half of them remain unexplained.
There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the SA. My gosh. They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west. Look at that thing, dude.
This video taken by the Navy showing what he describes as pyramid-shaped UFOs flying over the USS Russell off the San Diego coast in July of 2019. The Pentagon has since confirmed that the video is authentic.
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army. Army officers say the missile, found sometime last week, has been inspected at Roswell, New Mexico, and sent to Wright Field, Ohio, for further inspection. Late this afternoon, a bulletin from New Mexico suggested that the widely publicized mystery of the flying saucers may soon be solved. Army Air Force officers reported that one of the strange discs had been found and inspected sometime last week. Our correspondents in Los Angeles and Chicago have been in contact with Army officials endeavoring to obtain all possible late information. Joe Wilson reports to us now from Chicago. The Army may be getting to the bottom of all this talk about the so-called flying saucers. As a matter of fact, the 509th Atomic Bomb Group headquarters at Roswell, New Mexico, reports that it has received one of the discs that landed on a ranch outside Roswell. A disc landed at a ranch at Corona, New Mexico, and the rancher turned it over to the Air Force. Rancher W.W. Brazil is the man who discovered the saucer.
There's footage and records of objects in the skies that we don't know exactly what they are.
More people are coming forward with their own sightings.
Videos recorded by U.S. Navy personnel have added a new layer of evidence to the current national debate about UFOs.
Right at that moment, I saw what looked like 5 lights flying in formation in kind of an inverted check mark.
The NASA independent study team did not find any evidence that UAP have an extraterrestrial origin. We don't know what these UAP are.
The mysterious flying objects are still a mystery. NASA will continue investigating them and has appointed a director of UAP research.
Technology that we faced was far superior than anything that we had.
Let's try.